Can we talk about Jack Harlow wearing your jersey at his concert? That was
Yeah,
crazy. I saw that. I was like, nah, freaking way. Like, that's wild.
it was so crazy. And like he didn't even tell me he was gonna wear it. Like I just opened up Twitter and I just like seen it all over my phone and I was like, oh, thanks for wearing my jersey, Jack. Like I
Yeah.
appreciate it. Like
Thanks, Jack.
it was crazy
Thanks.
because it was such like an ordeal to get him the jersey. I was like, if this man does not wear this somewhere important, like I'm gonna be mad. So when he did, I was like, thank you, like appreciate you, bro. But
Appreciate you. Welcome back to Sometimes I Hoop. I'm your host, Hailey Jones. Quick humble brag, #1 recruit of 2019, national champ, preseason All-American first team. Entering my senior year here, almost over now, but this isn't about me. I got the lefty out of Louisville coming through. Quick brag about her, McDonald's All-American, first team All-ACC, 1,000-point career club, 2022 Wichita Regional, most outstanding player, and Wooden Award late season top 20 watch list. That was a mouthful. None other than Miss Hailey Van Lith. Thank you for hopping on the pod.
of course, thank you for having me.
I'm so excited to have you. I mean, you guys are coming off a huge dub over UNC. Played
Yes.
39 minutes. How's the body feeling? How are we?
Oh my gosh. And we just had a bye week too. And like that was the most tired I've ever felt after a game. Like after I was like, Mom, like I think I'm gonna need like my dad to carry me home like in the old days because my legs were just like and they were done. But we got the
Yeah.
win. So that's I'll do it again.
That's all you need. A dub,
Yeah.
anything for the dub. But I mean, UNC was on what, an 8-game winning streak at that point. So
Yeah.
what do you think clicked for you guys headed into that game?
We knew we were running out of opportunities to steal some top 20 wins. And it was a game at home and it was a pink game. And so we had a great crowd and our fans really showed out and we had a great week of practice. So I think just the vibes were great with the girls and we were able to pull one together as a team.
I mean, you guys had a tough non-conference schedule. Like you talked about, like time is starting to tick out. It's almost end of
Mhm.
ACC play, ACC tournament, and then we're going to see each other in the tournament most likely. We're always on the same side of the bracket.
I
I
know.
feel like for no reason. Like I'm like, okay, Louisville, whatever,
Yes.
see them. But like I feel like in the non-conference, y'all played a lot of sleeper teams like Ohio State, Gonzaga, Middle Tennessee, people that didn't really have them on the radar. And then all of a sudden y'all are having these huge matchups and now they're top 15 teams. But what were some of those early adjustments that you felt like you guys had to make losing key seniors like Emily and Kiana? What was that kind of time like?
Like at the start it was just frustrating because it was like a new experience of losing early
Mm-hmm.
um and but like when you look back like all the teams that we lost to now like are all ranked like are having great
Yeah.
seasons, so there's nothing really to like get too down on about it. And I think we just had to get used to each other. We lost a lot of starters and we got some transfers. We have a ton of fifth year
Mm-hmm.
seniors. Like we just have a bunch of new pieces that we had to fit into how we were going to make this new team work.
No, for sure. I mean, the ACC, I feel like similar to the Pac-12, SEC, all these Power Five conferences, as the years have gone on, just playing in the conference for 4 years now in the Pac and U3 in the ACC, like it's just gotten deeper and deeper over time. You can't have a night off because
Yeah.
somebody's going to come up right after you. And do you feel like at Louisville, y'all always have the target on your back in conference play? Like, how do you deal with that? Do you like it? Is it annoying? Like, what are the vibes there?
Teams love when they beat us. Like
Mm-hmm.
I've never seen so many teams celebrate like they won the Natty after like they beat us. Even this year, we're
Mm-hmm.
not even ranked right now, and we'll lose to a team that's ranked, and they're like running into the locker room like they're about to pop the champagne bottles, like
Yeah.
all that stuff. And so I just think like that's an attest to what our program has done up to this point. But also, yeah, like just everyone is coming for you. Like they talk about load management. There's no time for load management in the
No,
ACC
ma'am.
because they're like, oh, we might be able to steal you some minutes sitting out this game. No, like I'm gonna have to play this game because Wake Forest is good and like my
Mm,
team's gonna need me to perform and things like that. So it's a level of play that I appreciate though, because I think it's very similar to what the WNBA is like.
yeah.
Um, and it's just gonna get me ready for the next level. So
No, 100%. I get that where it's like, it's hard to explain to our younger players where it's like, okay, this team, they're this is their record, this and that. It doesn't matter. They're playing us now. This is their national championship game.
Yes.
So it's like, you need to come prepared. Even if we see somebody on the schedule, we're like, oh, okay, it's another game. They're like, this game has been circled for months.
Yes.
They're ready. They could not make the tournament. They could not do this and that, but they beat Stanford. Like they beat Louisville. And so, I mean, it happens. Like we've dropped 2 in Pac-12, very disappointing, still sore spots in my heart, but like we didn't come ready to play and those teams were. So there's really nothing to do about it except learn and continue to move on. But what team do you think deserves more credit than they've been getting? Like what's a sleeper team in the ACC right now?
I feel like, honestly, like they do get credit and they are ranked, but Florida State is like elite. And we were able to steal a road win, but they're just like talent wise, like effort wise, I think they're really deep and they have a great group. I think they're ranked 2nd or 3rd in the ACC right now, and they're in the top 25, but I don't think they're ranked high enough in the top 25. Like they're a really elite team and they've pulled out some pretty impressive wins. And even they're one of the only teams that has had multiple like 20-point wins in the ACC. Like they're one of the only ones that have dominated like several games. And so I think that that's something like that is worth like mentioning about them.
No, for sure. I watched Florida State, that Duke game that they had, and I was like, they're tough. Like,
yes, I'm telling you.
Like, I feel like a while ago, like a few years back, like they were top 10, this and that, and they kind of dropped off. But I remember like I started watching them because I saw Tanaya having crazy numbers. And I was like, dang, she's hooping. And I watched their team. I was like, pause. Why they got like 10 weapons off the bench?
Yes.
Like,
they're deep, man. The bench just keeps going. They just keep subbing in. I was like,
you were like, I'm gassed. And here you are, fresh legs to guard me. It's so annoying. I be hating that. Like, I'll have one matchup and then I stay in the game. And all of a sudden, new girl just to guard me. And I'm like, pause. Like, can we call timeout? Because all of a sudden, why do you get fresh legs? I've been playing for 30 minutes and you're just ready, sprinting, crashing the boards and this and that. I'm like, I bet you be dealing with that all the time.
It's like they have a rotation. It's like the game plan. Like, we're going to have these 3 girls like guard you in this increment and they're all going to be fresh. It's like, it is though. Like, I feel like now I realize more how much the game can be broken down into like how well you can play while you're tired and stuff like that. Because like that's when the most of the game is decided, is like when you're a player that has to play long minutes like that. The other team is going to have a game plan and they're going to have multiple looks, and you're going to have to be able to play through fatigue or any type of tiredness and like maintain your level of performance. So I think like that's something, like you said, like when I get a fresh new defender on me, but I've been in 20 minutes already and I'm still coming off staggered screens and they're trying to blow up handoffs, like how is my body gonna like withstand that? And like, you know, you figure it out as it goes on.
100%. And like you said, like it's a physical thing, like still being able to come off those staggering screens. But I feel like as I've gotten older, I've also realized how much of a mental challenge that is to stay locked in. Like just this weekend, I was coming off on balls at Washington State and I'm getting my pull up right. And all of a sudden, oh, we're icing the screen. I'm like, oh crap, how do I do this? Like, oh, throw and go, this and that. Okay, now we're trapping the screen. And I'm trying to, like, they're guarding the screen differently every single time. And then I find out that like, oh, they have little hand signals how they finna guard the screen. And I'm like, what? You want to tell me what that means? Like, we're at the free throw line. I'm like, so what's 2? What's 3? Like, let me know. It'd be crazy. But no, that's really, I think Florida State's a good sleeper pick. And I think that there's sleepers in every conference that are going to make some noise in the tournament this year.
The tournament is going to be crazy. Like
crazy.
Last year, people thought it was crazy. Like, I don't even know what's going to happen this year.
Seriously, I've like literally, it's going to be so good. And I love those first few days when there's all those games like 24/7. I think there's going to be crazy upsets this year. Knock on wood, not for our teams.
Not us. Not us, baby.
Not us. What do you like about how you guys are playing headed into the end of conference play into the tournament?
Yeah, you know, I think we have a good remaining schedule that will be able to work out with us, where we can pull out like a pretty good record coming out here. Like, we're going to play Notre Dame twice, but I mean, Notre Dame, like when we play them, anything can happen, like it doesn't matter the record between the two teams before meeting. Like it's such a rivalry game where like no matter what happened before, like it's going to be competitive and it's going to be a good game.
Y'all do have an odd rivalry. Like
It's like and it
I
is
don't really know
intense,
why.
bro. It is
Yeah.
intense. Like when I tell you, like it's like when we get ready, we're like, they hate us. Like we hate them. Like it's like go like it is in like I've
Yeah.
in the fans be in it. Like it is a
Mhm.
whole like it is on another level. But it's what we
Yeah.
love. So
The rivalry games are so good. I feel
yes.
like for us, I mean, we go to Arizona this week, and so this will be our first time playing there since we played a national championship game.
Oh,
So like it's about to be
the rematches
wild.
too. Yes, like when you lose
Yes.
to a team in the year before, you're like yeah, like
Mm-mm.
this is
It's
this
like
is
a
the
whole nother
revenge game,
level.
the
It's a whole
revenge
nother
tour.
level. I love those revenge rivalry games are the actual best. But within the ACC, y'all have 6 teams ranked right now. And then that's not even including y'all who are right on the bubble, about to knock in, whatever that may be. But we've been having this debate on the pod of what's the best conference. So are you going to stick with the ACC or do you have a vote to swing the way that the other ones have gone?
No, I think it's definitely ACC. I have to
Oh
stick with
my
the
God.
ACC, bro. I have to because it's just like even in the tournament last year, like I think we had the most teams in the tournament. Like it's just like
Mm,
the talent level, I would say, and the athleticism. Mostly what I notice is like the athleticism is at another level. Especially when we play non-conference, like when we play teams in like the Big Ten and stuff like that. It's a different vibe in the ACC.
not the Big Ten
And like
slander. I'm weak.
no shade,
Okay.
no shade. I'm just like I feel like ACC, like I have to pick them. Like yeah, I like if I play in it every game, man. Like that
Mhm.
shit is a battle. I have to pick
Yeah.
ACC.
All right. Okay. I
What did you
respect.
pick, Pac-12?
Obviously. Come
Yeah.
on. The West Coast basketball is just
Mhm.
elite. I feel like
Yes.
people really be trash talking the Pac-12 and they're like, oh, they're soft, this and that. I'll be leaving every game with bruises up and down the
Man,
arms. I'm like,
I can't say
dang.
that. I'm from Washington, so I'm not gonna say anything
No
bad
West
about the
Coast
West Coast,
slander.
but no, none of that around here. But I'm still gonna vote for ACC.
Okay, I respect your vote. The Big Ten slander is crazy, but I respect your vote of the ACC. You have 4 gold medals and you kind of become this 3-on-3 global superstar. I feel like every time in the summer I open up my Explore page, Hailey doing this, Hailey doing that. She's in Hungary, she's in Russia, she's there, she's hooping. But what about 3-on-3 draws you to it?
Honestly, like I left there on three because it's just fun. Like
Mm-hmm.
it's kind of like it brings me back to like middle school basketball. Like you're just like it's like street ball. It's like one-on-one all the time.
Mm-hmm.
And it really helps my game get better. Like you can't have weakness playing 3-on-3 because anything that you're not good at is gonna be exposed. Like if you can't shoot the three, if you can't make a
Mm-hmm.
layup, if you can't play defense. So it's really helped me grow my game and it's mostly just fun. Like I really just love playing. Like and you can talk like half the time the refs don't
Mm-hmm.
even know what you're saying. Like you can say whatever and like there's no coach. Like you have to coach yourself. Like
Mm-hmm.
it's just a great switch up from 5-on-5. Like it's just something fresh. As long as they'll let me play, I'll keep playing because it's a good time.
No, it looks like fun. I'd be watching. It looks like a great
We
time.
played on a team together in that one
We did. It was fun, and
tournament.
I was gassed. Oh my God, gassed.
It's
But
different. Like you think you're
it's
in
different.
shape and you play 3-on-3 and you're like,
You're huffing
nah,
and
sub.
puffing, huffing and puffing, and the sub is not coming. You got to keep on
Yes.
going. But in your early years playing AAU and this and that, you got the opportunity to go train at Mamba Sports Academy, and you were mentored by Kobe and just greatness. What impact did he have on you to help you become not even the player that you are today, but the person that you are today?
Definitely like when I think about Kobe and what he meant to me, like mostly I feel like he made me feel okay with like who I was and how competitive I was. Cause I feel like, especially as a girl, like sometimes like competitiveness is not like people don't want to see it, and they don't want to see the aggression and like the frustration or the shit talking. Like they don't want to see that in women's sports.
Yeah.
And like that's who I am. Like I'm fiery, I'm passionate, like I love basketball, like I'm super competitive, like I'm gonna fight. And like I always had felt like that was bad about me, and I had people growing up that would be like, you need to change that, like people aren't gonna like that you act like that. And Kobe was like, he saw that in me, and I think he just let me know that it was okay that I was the way I was, because he was like that, and it's what made it who he was. And it was one of the first times where I really felt like seen by another player. Like I feel comfortable in who I am now. So that's mostly what I feel I took away from that.
I mean, it's amazing to be able to have somebody of that caliber, just kind of like you said, women in sports, just in general, whenever you show too much passion, too much aggression, anger, you're talking trash, you're doing all this different stuff, there's a certain type of judgment that's put on you. And so to have somebody of that stature, of that nature, be able to instill that and be like, hey, like, there's no reason to apologize. People just don't get it. And then that's not your fault that they don't understand the way that you are, right? Yes. Like the passion that you play with, that's something that sets you apart from other people. And I played against you. I played with you. That competitive nature is second to none. And like, it's something to be proud of and something that sets you apart from the rest. And so like, I just bet that must have been so, like you said, like you're really able to be like seen and be like, okay, like now that I'm doing it, I'm kind of wishy-washy, but if someone like him tell you that, you're like, oh yeah, like I ain't never letting this go. Like this is, now it's time to roll with it. So
it was just like, I don't know how he found out about me. I still don't know to this day, but I don't know what happened, but I'm glad he did, because it changed my life. But
it worked out how it was supposed to, which is amazing. Yes. So kind of moving through your recruiting process, it came down to where? Louisville and Baylor? Were those your final choices there?
I took visits to UCLA, Baylor, and Louisville.
Okay. So what set Louisville atop from the other two?
I wanted to play in front of a crowd, and like at the Yum Center, like you said, like it is packed every night. Like even on nights when we're playing like a low-ranked ACC team, like the fans like show out every time. Yeah. And like that was just something that was really important to me. Like I wanted to play in front of a crowd. I wanted to play on a team where I was going to be put in situations to play like high-level games. But mostly like I felt like my playing style fit at Louisville, and I felt like Coach Walls would let me have freedom. He's not a coach that is going to get mad at me for screaming and one or anything like that. Like there's some coaches out there that like try to control player emotions, I think, and he's not like that. And I played for him in Thailand for that USA team too, so I kind of got to experience that. And you know, he is tough. Like he's not an easy coach. Like he's gonna hold you accountable, but I mean, he lets you play free, and it makes the game fun.
Freshman year, we played y'all Elite Eight. Sophomore year, helped the team, #1 seed, Final Four. Talk me through that run. And I know last year was wild, but what was that experience like being on that team?
Yeah, it was probably like like when you're in college, in that moment of like, okay, this is worth it. Like my freshman year, like it became so hard that the love of the game kind of gets like mixed up in just the everyday grind of being a D1 like elite college basketball player. And like that run at the end of the year was like, okay, I fell in love with the game again. Like, and it was super awesome to do it next to the girls that I did it to. Like I just loved them. Like I was really close with Emily Inksler, and you know, we lost in the Final Four to South Carolina, who was obviously a great team. But I think like, you know, at the end of the day, if we felt like we maxed out our potential, then what else can you ask of that team? So
no, I get that. I feel like making the Final Four is definitely like, okay, that grind, those valleys could be deep throughout the season, but it was worth it because we made it to that Final Four. Okay, kind of switching topics here on the NIL space. That Adidas deal, I was so excited. Like, I feel like when I be looking at other people's NIL, I'd be like, yes, like, get in your bag. Like, I saw you saw the Adidas deal. I was like, I showed my mom. I said it to her. I was like, Mom, like, Hailey got this. Like, that's so lit. Like, whatever. Like, what has been the best advice that you've received about the NIL space? What has helped you navigate it?
One of my mentors, she was like, you need to build like 3 pillars. So like 3 things that you really identify with, that if a brand can't offer it to you, like the partnership is not worth it.
Mhm.
Because at the end of the day, like, especially for what like you've done with NIL too, like I want to use it for more things that mean more to me, and not just like, oh, let me get my name on this brand, like let me get a deal. Because at the end of the day, like, we're WNBA caliber players, and so we're gonna have a pro career. So like, why are we rushing in to these deals for money? Like, it should be about building like and making connections with things that you find value in and stuff like that. So I think I've had really great help in establishing like what I want to, and partnering with brands that are going to help me elevate the women's game, elevate women's sports, and stuff like that, and help me give back to my community.
I love that. Entering our last segment here before I let you go, it's called our vibe check. So it's going to be like rapid fire questions. So Aaliyah was really bad with the pace. Same was Jordan. So I'm hoping that you are better with the pace here. Okay. So ready?
Yes.
Okay, here we go. What is the one drill you never want to see on your practice plan?
Box out. Anything box out.
Okay, I agree. Game-winning shot or game-winning steal?
Shot.
Off the court, go-to sneaker.
Oh.
You're doing so good.
Something easy. Adidas.
Okay.
Sign with Adidas now.
Okay, nice plug. And 1 or 3-pointer.
And 1.
Yeah. Go to trash talk line.
Oh, nothing that can be said.
Okay, yeah.
All bad words.
Leave
Nothing
it at that.
good.
Leave it at that. Nothing good. Not for the audience. Ice pack or ice bath?
Ice bath.
Yeah. Okay. And then what's your biggest basketball ick?
Refs. Being there.
Just why are you here? What is your purpose? Okay. What is the college with the best facilities?
Louisville. I can't. If I said anyone else, that would be terrible. Louisville.
See, I wouldn't even say us. It's okay though. What is your best impersonation of Coach Walls?
Oh, he like when he's mad at us, he'll like put his hand on his
chin,
and he like he slightly like shakes his head, and he'll be like,
"Oh," and you're just like,
and like scowl at us, and we just know like the next time out, we better plug our ears because something bad is coming for us. That facial expression, I know. Like I need to stay out of the way.
Nice. Okay, well, Hailey, this has been such a pleasure having you on. Thank you so much for being here.
Thank you.
We will be back every other week with different guests and new episodes following the latest on women's hoops. This has been Sometimes I Hoop. Thanks, Hailey.
See, I knew Sometimes I Hoop. That's what you named it.
Yes, I was
yes.
like, oh, yes.